if you have a vitamin B1 deficiency, then you're craving carbs like crazy. You're craving breads, you're craving pastas, you're craving pastries. I ask typically if you eat certain type of salts or if you eat sugars. These cravings are just all carbs, right? It's associated with that. Sometimes it's also mineral deficiencies as well, and we'll talk about that. Now, the best solution that we basically have when it comes to building up lean muscle mass is protein. And carbs is what fuels us with energy. However, with too much carbs, it's not always good. So I want you guys to know and understand that there is a solution. And the solution basically is switching over these carbs and making sure that we have the proper solution when it comes to this. Quinoa, chickpeas. Some people don't like chickpeas, but I'm really good and I'm into chickpeas. These things can curb carbohydrate cravings. And what is carbs, right? Carbs is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So you need carbs, but there's simple carbs and there's complex carbs. So we have to do away with the complex carbs. A lot of times we are using and eating the man-made carbs. So if we are substituting that and we're eating carbs that are grown from the ground, like the apples, like the bananas, like eating certain fruits and vegetables, those type of carbs are okay. So we can eat those carbs. A lot of times we're suffering from nutritional deficiencies because we're not getting in the right amount of nutrients. The average American is only getting in about 30% of vitamins and minerals of what they need. What's going on with the other 70%? The other 70% is basically all junk food that we're eating, and we need to get back to where we are. The next one is vitamin B2 deficiencies. That is the sugary snack cravings. These are the cookies. These are the candies. These are the things that the lack of vitamin B2 is triggering these sweet tooths. And then you can over consume in sugary foods. One of the best ways that you can actually avoid this is they have vitamin pills. For some reason, I can't have vitamin pills. It does something to my stomach. I used to take vitamins all the way up to like 37. I don't take them anymore. Maybe the liquid gel works, but I would strongly suggest that you guys find the type of supplements that work for you, just so you can make sure that you get those in. And if you're taking vitamins, and we have them everywhere, Walmart, just find the best way that you can get yours in. Vitamin B3, which is niacin, that deficiency. This is the craving of fried foods like French fried chicken. This is also something that affects your cholesterol as well, because a long time ago when people had high cholesterol, they give you vitamin B3, but now they really don't do that anymore. Vitamins and the cravings of fried foods, this is basically something that can lower your lifespan. So the things that we need to do is we need to work on those things. Now, vitamin B6, right? Deficiencies. These are the potato chips. These are the pretzels, okay? These deficiencies can basically increase cravings of salty food, which leads to excessive sodium. And this is how your blood pressure is basically raised. When you go cold turkey and people say, man, I feel good. This is one of the reasons why I have people do fasting. Because when you do a fast, what that does is that allows your body to kind of recalibrate and recycle itself. Your body goes into a heightened state and it's like, okay, we got to fight or flight. And I say drink green tea on the second day. Not much coffee, but green tea, because green tea has antioxidants. And also, I'm encouraging people now to take sea moss, because sea moss has 98 minerals out of 102. So I would 100% suggest people start taking sea moss. Well, I also posted a video on sea moss, how to actually prepare the gel, because for so long, even myself, I didn't know how to prepare the sea moss gel. That right there will help you, because having the right type of minerals will allow your body to absorb the type of vitamins. Because believe it or not, a lot of us don't have enough vitamins and minerals. Now, with vitamin B6 deficiency, I would say bananas, avocados, these things are good with helping to manage, because they're loaded with vitamin B6. So I would take that. The next thing, which affects me in a certain way, is vitamin B12 deficiency. And a lot of people hear about vitamin B12. How many of you guys in the chat have been affected by vitamin B12. Okay. Now, when I was a vegan, I'm kind of slowly embracing more of a plant-based diet for like health reasons for myself, because genetically my family is predisposed to heart disease. So for me, I know that eating certain animals and things like that, that's not really meshing well with me. But everybody is different. I'm not here to basically tell you to go and, hug a tree, although hugging a tree has good energy, and walking around bare feet on the grass is also good. Now, when it comes to vitamin B12, I want you guys to understand that you're going to crave a lot of sugary drinks, sodas, and more importantly, energy drinks. A lot of my folks are finding themselves working graveyard shifts and always having to have this certain type of refresher to get them through the actual night. Having low vitamin B12 levels can lead to low energy. So many people tell me that they don't have enough energy. Nah, bruh, you have a lack of vitamin B12, and you may need to actually up that. They even have vitamin B12 shots. So these are some things that we have to take into effect. You can also get the blood panel to see if these things are affecting you in a certain way. Sea moss carries a lot of vitamins and minerals and the essential things that your body needs. And also you can take B12. There's vitamin B12 tablets that you can take. Now, your body may not be able to absorb all of it. This is one of the reasons why they do the shots. Talk to your doctor and basically get the panel to see if during your 6 months when you get your physical, these are the things that you need to about. Because if you're on point and you have those panels done, you can get ahead of a lot of things. This is all about being proactive and not reactive. One of the other things that people have issues with is magnesium deficiency. This is where a lot of my folks crave chocolate, especially dark chocolate. A lot of chocolate desserts. A lack of magnesium, this deficiency is linked to chocolate cravings, which can result in, over consuming excessive sugar, which basically leads to more calories. If you have magnesium, that means that you're not eating enough leafy vegetables. Also, they have quinoa and avocado. They have magnesium in that as well. But eating those leafy vegetables, which are in like kale, romaine lettuce, arugula, you gotta get those things in. Notice how I didn't say spinach. I'm not really a big fan of spinach. I discard spinach altogether. Spinach is more acidic. Eating kale is a lot better. Even though they say it has vitamin K, it's too much vitamin K. I mean, there's a balance with everything. Watch out for the magnesium and have more leafy green vegetables. The next one is iron deficiencies. Iron deficiencies come from green vegetables. Again, that's another plant-based thing. You're not eating enough plants. There's a lot of iron in spinach, right? If you do eat that, but there's all different levels of iron that come from different things. You crave red meat, burgers, steaks, and sandwiches and things like that. When you crave that, that's because you're low in iron. So we don't want that type of deficiency, because a lot of people just find themselves in fast food joints getting some sort of Burger King or chicken or Whopper. In order for us to mitigate and work that out, more green leafy vegetables inside of our actual diet. Now, zinc deficiencies. Those are those savory snacks, those chicken nuggets, those beef jerkies, right? A lot of us have zinc deficiencies. If you want to just get rid of all of the actual mineral deficiency, take literally 1 teaspoon of sea moss. It's a superfood. Chickpeas also has a lot of zinc in it. Pumpkin seeds have it in there. I don't just eat pumpkin seeds. Who does that? I will blend it up and throw it inside of a smoothie. Calcium deficiency is the next one. You need calcium is for bones. You want to make sure that your calcium levels are really good, because arthritis, all different types of bone. When you hit 65 and they say that you hurt yourself by falling, that is due to a lot of people having a calcium deficiency. If you break bones very easily, then they say that your lifespan literally shortened. Calcium deficiency is definitely a thing, so we have to work on that to make sure that we are good. Having more calcium, I would just take the actual pill itself, or I would consult with the doctor to see what's the best actual thing. There's all different types of solutions when it comes to calcium. You can benefit from building up lean muscle mass, because lean muscle mass would make your body actually absorb more calcium. So the creamy foods, the macaroni and cheese, the milkshakes, that's where the calcium deficiency comes from. Selenium deficiency comes from like fatty snacks like cookies and baked goods, like those Twinkies and certain snacks. Now those might not be your thing. For you guys, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if one thing affects you, then we have to look at every single thing. I'm also going to post this and put this in a blog article so that you guys can actually look and see all of these different things to see if there's any type of deficiency that you actually have and what's associated with you. Selenium deficiency, like I said, cookies, baked goods, these are all processed foods. One of the solutions, you can have figs. Quinoa basically has really good selenium. Iodine deficiency is really like salty snacks and popcorn and chips and things like that. I would say sea moss is really, really good for that, because you don't really want to mess with the iodine deficiency. That's where a lot of people, how many people you know got thyroid issue? All of us know someone that has hyper or hypothyroid. Graves' disease. We don't want to mess up with the iodine gland right there. It's so crazy. It controls everything. It controls our function, our hormones. Taking sea moss can actually work. Find those things that can help with iodine. And also iodized salt, making sure that we're all on point and knowing exactly the things that we need will basically get us to our goals.